Blessings, everyone. This is Priscilla Campos at the Temple of Atlantis. And today we have gathered on another magical portal day as we have all year round. Today is 12/22 of 2022. Yesterday was Yule / the beginning of Yule with the Winter Solstice. And it's really a time of celebration. Now, the connection to Atlantis is they also celebrated 4 festivals of the year. At Mabon in the fall equinox, we gathered the 22nd of September and celebrated the Festival of Air. But today is the Festival of Water. And as a high priestess and a queen of Atlantis, what my goal is, of course, is to heal the trauma, but it's really to reinstill the love, the light, the wisdom, the healing power, the crystal knowledge of Atlantis. And so most times when you see me online, I'm going to be wearing a lot of crystals. I work with crystals. Atlanteans love crystals. If you have any type of crystal skull, like this beauty right here, this goes back to Atlantis. And so they're really good at recording things, but really helping you connect to that ancient part of yourself. And that's one of the foundation principles of the temples of Atlantis. For the most part, you're not new to Earth. You're not a young soul. Most of us are billions upon billions of years old. And we've made our way to Earth to really learn, to grow, to feel. And sometimes, as humans, people be like, well, you're too sensitive, you're too this, you're too that. But that's the human journey. We're supposed to be too much of things because that's what our soul wants. It doesn't want to be vanilla all the time. It doesn't want to have just the light that it is without the body, because it wants to be able to feel things, to touch things, to grow from those things. And so whenever we do these type of master classes, that's the goal. Can I help you remember who you were? Usually in Atlantean times, but it might be connected to Lemuria times. And then from there, when you have an entry point on the planet into those great civilizations, what happens is that you're connected to North American Indians and the Mayas of the Yucatan and the Incas within South America. You feel an honoring and a draw to Hawaii and the Cook Islands and Easter Island and all these sacred sites around the world. The pyramids around the world are all said to be built around the same time that Atlantis was falling, so about 12,000 years ago, because we had to spread out. And so when we're talking about Egypt and Morocco and Spain and Portugal and Tibet and Great Britain and Nova Scotia and Florida, all these wide ranges of things around the Atlantic Ocean, we have a very, very strong connection to Atlantis. And whether we realize it or not, most things on our planet in modern civilization go back to Atlantis, and in some cases go back to Lemuria. So this is why I love reading so much. Do we have to read to know things? No, you can do a lot of meditation. This is what my crystal Atlan is designed. He really holds, for me, the sacred knowledge of Atlantis. But what I love doing is exploring other people's works, their channelings, their research, and seeing what resonates and what doesn't. So I have many, many books on Atlantis, a lot on Lemuria. I want to always encourage books that I love and adore. I want to share them with the world so that people can come into the same knowledge that I do. So this is my current read right now, Atlantis and Lemuria by Frank Joseph. If you're craving a little bit more about life on Atlantis and Lemuria, this one's really going to help you connect. There's a similar one I have by Shirley Andrews. This one, Lemuria and Atlantis. This also gives you a really great description of what life was like around those times. And because it's just past the solstice, and we're there at that destination point. If we remember that December 12th of 2012 was a monumental shift. And the time period between 2012 and 2032 is known to be part of the greatest evolution and awakening that our planet has ever been on. And so when we're in December 21st of 2022, we're exactly 10 years. We're halfway through that gateway. So I would also recommend this book, Atlantis in 2012 by Frank Joseph. It's another wonderful study. Between both of them, what I really like is just listening to the names of Atlanteans and Lemurians and understanding their resonance. When I met this crystal, when I got to know him, his name is Atlan. But what I've learned since then is that name Atlan is actually attributed to a king of Atlantis. And in my opinion, Atlan is one of my kings. He's one of my teachers and one of my mentors. And this is what we get to know when we work with crystals, is that they're not just pretty objects, they're sacred tools. And whenever I'm guiding meditation, I hold a Lemurian and an Atlantean quartz in my hand. And it helps me channel the information. And the last thing I want to bring forward before we start our meditation is that the guidance for the festivals, I haven't downloaded it myself. I haven't channeled it. I've been following Marie Hope's work on Practical Atlantean Magic, and she's the one that for me brought that information forward. And so I feel like anyone that writes about Atlantis is an Atlantean. So I just want to give that props, and the invocations we'll be doing today are written by her in terms of her channeling and memory. The last time we did a invocation, I feel like a few people on the call got uncomfortable. And what's important to remember is that there's only one God, one source. And everything we do is in connection and devotion to that one ultimate God, Sophia, source, Christ energy. But outside of that, he has many masters, teachers, angels, gods and goddesses that help us recognize our divinity. And so if there's anything that triggers you today that you feel uncomfortable or like, I don't like those words, feel into them a little bit more, a little bit deeper as to what that means for you or why that's occurring. Take some breaths. And if you need to, pause out of my guidance with meditation, feel free. As always, what I say is this is your meditation. I'm guiding it as Spirit is directing me, but it's for you to learn and to grow. And since you're here, I know that you're an Atlantean, and most likely we know each other. And I just want to say thank you so much for having the honor of being a part of your awakening and your path. And we are going to celebrate all of the rewards and all of the blessings from this year, and really come into lighter way of being as the Atlanteans would be around this time. This is the perfect time to take a deep breath. Just come into self, come into your heart space, come into the love that exists within you. And allow yourself to be on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, on any of the 4 continents that surrounds it: North America, South America, Africa, or Europe. And just pick one of your favorite places around the Atlantic Ocean. And see yourself barefoot there upon the sands. And as your feet step into the very edge of the ocean, Atlantean water codes are present. The beauty of water on our planet is that it's never left. And so we're bathing, we're drinking, we're vibrating with the very same water that all the ancients did that came before us. The rain releases it into the bodies of water. We drink it. We expand with it. It nourishes us. It hydrates us. And then we release it. And when we release it, somehow it finds its way back into a river or a stream that leads back to the ocean. And that may be evaporated up and released once again from the clouds. So it's a wonderful cycle. So if you have a glass of water with you, you can just hold it in between your hands for this moment. Just thank this sacred element upon our planet for the wisdom it holds, for the way it's held you and loved you and helped you flow and clear and heal. And as you say thank you, and you feel the energy of Atlantis, of source, of love flowing through you, take a drink, begin to hydrate. One of the purest things on our planet, whenever we feel lost, we go back to the water, because water is our home as much as Gaia's lands are. Now you're going to continue to step into the ocean, a little bit deeper, perhaps to your knees, or maybe even your hips. We're not going to swim yet. But you're just going to allow the water to flow in between your legs, to your palms. Perhaps you dip down and you begin to anoint your third eye, your crown, and your throat. Any ceremonial water with you in terms of a bowl, you can begin to do that now. And if not, we draw in the water with our thumbs by making a half moon shape. In alchemical healing, this is the symbol for water. And you can rain it down upon you through your 12 chakras. You can sprinkle it. Very quickly, we're going to go through our 12 chakra system, adding the element of water and flow from the stellar gateway. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. Into the soul star. Mahatma, which is golden love and radiance from source to Atlantis. Mahatma, Mahatma. Into our causal chakra. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. Into our crowns. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. To our third eye. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. Now while we're at our third eye, we're going to draw on the energy of the trident. The trident is representation of Atlantis, of being connected to the water, but also as a staff digs into earth, a connection to Gaia, while the trident's arrows point up into the heavens. So it's air, it's water, it's earth, and it's the ethers. Feeling that energy within you. We now come down into the throat chakra. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. Into the heart. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. To the solar plexus. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. Into the navel. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. Down into the sacral, almost there. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. Now feeling this golden light like a syrup, like an elixir, work its way through you. As it goes down your pranic tube, it expands in all directions, filling your soul, your cells, your bones, your DNA with this beautiful golden light. As we go to the root chakra, really begin to ground. As much ethereal work as we're doing, it's important to remember that we're actually on Earth in a physical space. Mahatma, 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 Mahatma. And when we get into the Earth star, let us honor our beautiful mother. Even in the sands in the ocean, with the water all around us, we can be rooted, anchored, and grounded. So if there's any part of you that has felt flighty, dizzy, nauseated, can you drop anchor into the earth and know you are her child as much as you are God's child? Feel the love that she gives back, the replenishing waters, the grounding soils and rocks and mosses, the incredible deep and ancient trees, the fire that clears and transmutes, the air that brings change. Feeling the power of our being, of our human being, mixed with our spiritual light. We bless all with the Rama Tima Ra. As you stand as a pillar of light anchored into the earth, I bring in the Atlantean power symbol known as the Khe-Ta. As this symbol is added into your being for those that want to receive it, it is another golden white light infusion. It is a combination of pyramid and spherical energy representing divinity, unity, and the feminine love, feminine consciousness of nurturing, of cycles. That's exactly what we're celebrating today, a cycle of nature, a cycle of earth. Now, before we embark on our journey, we have balanced our chakras. We are just going to seal ourselves in our auric field in protective light. So one is beautiful golden light emitting from your heart center and your soul out into your auric field. This heals you and nurtures you. It also expands you, but protects you. So any trauma, any illness, any disease or imbalances, we begin to seal ourselves in golden light, knowing how blessed we truly are. From there, we add in a layer of azure blue, royal blue. That color is associated with the Atlantean queens and kings. And it's not about wealth or power over others. Being a queen or king of Atlantis is being a leader, a teacher, a listener. It's about guiding others to their highest path. It's not about taking, it's about what can you give. And so that azure blue with the gold is a deep connection to Atlantis. And lastly, we seal ourselves in an amethyst crystalline layer that once again protects, but it's going to help you expand your consciousness. You can allow those colors, those rays to work within your third eye. And whatever you see, know, feel, or hear, decide to trust it. Trust your intuition. Honor your gifts. Remember how incredible you are. Now it's time to swim, to fly, transport to Golden Atlantis. So for my mermaid friends, shapeshift. Swim with the dolphins, the masters of Atlantis, master teachers from Sirius that came to Atlantis as dolphin guides. Ride a whale, a Pegasus, a dragon. Fly like you're the wings. You have the same wings that Isis has, the high priestess of Atlantis. Or simply shimmer and transport your way there. Now, the continent of Atlantis is said to be around the size of Great Britain or perhaps Spain. It's a smaller island continent, maybe half the size of Australia or so. But it's not the size that matters, it's the depth, it's the reach, it's the expansion of all that it brought forward. And so as you're called home to journey with your ancient self, you are no longer just this one version of who you are right now in this lifetime. You are going to embody those ancient parts of you that are Lemurian, that are Atlantean, that are Egyptian, that are Greek, Roman, Mayan, bringing all of that together today. And when you come upon the red land, the old red land, called so because the shores of Atlantis themselves are red sand, rich in iron, you will know you found your way home once again. We are going to be at the city of the Golden Gates just to gather and meet our fellow Atlanteans who are already in celebration. As you make your way up the red sand, notice what you've shifted into. What are you wearing today on this day of high celebration? For the Atlanteans, the Festival of Water is the most celebrated of all. This is when the statesmen and the king and the queen accompany their beautiful fellow Atlanteans. And when we celebrate creativity, and there's food, and there's music, and there's dancing, and it's a way that the Atlanteans really let their hair down now. Part of Atlantis is very ritualistic, and it's a lot about devotion and prayer and meditation and being really connected to your path. And so when there's a festival that really just honors you and your journey, it becomes a highlight of the year. And this is what we're joining. So as those massive gates to the Golden City swing inwards, you are celebrated. As you begin to walk through the procession of the unicorns, they are here to honor you. And so as you walk forward towards the town square, the city center, and you're feeling the energy of the dolphins and the canals beside you, and the warm welcoming of your fellow Atlanteans and sisters and brothers and mothers and fathers, and deep and sacred ancient friends, can you begin to reflect on what inspired you this year? What was brought forward through you? What did you create? And you just take a journey through the year. And maybe some hardships might come up, or some times where you felt blocked or stagnant. But mostly, it's going to be a celebration of you and your spirit. It's a great time to journal, if you like. What are you celebrating? What have you made movement steps towards? I'm celebrating the creative spirit that I am and all I brought forth, including the new fill in the blanks. While you're walking, celebrating, remembering, can you embrace the joy of those moments of maybe when you launched a website, a program, when you ordered your business cards, when you spoke openly about what your passions are without fear of being judged? Artwork, crafts, sigils, malas you've created in connection to the divine, to your soul, to the lands. And as the Atlanteans celebrate you, we are now welcomed to follow the King and Queen of Atlantis, to go on a sacred pilgrimage to a favorite spot among the shores of the Golden City. And the beautiful thing is the dolphins are going to be with us the whole time. So Atlantis is set up so that the dolphins can freely be in the ocean and then come into the city and influence us and help us birth our children, help us learn the sacred knowledge of the Sirians. Some of the greatest galactic minds, the higher consciousness, they are with us. And I feel like they're racing through the water and leaping out of the water and jumping and singing and celebrating with us. On our journey today, the sun has just risen. And as we stand on the shores, with hundreds or perhaps thousands of Atlanteans, we tune in to the Festival of Water. Our theme is creativity. People from all over the land have joined us as we make this yearly pilgrimage to the nearest coastline to partake in the spiritual and physical refreshments provided by our state. Joyous celebration. And many have brought their artwork, their crafts, their books, representations of what they've created. Perhaps they're wearing it. There's a beautiful market there. We can see each other's works and celebrate each and every individual. Dancing and singing is going to begin very shortly. But for now, in this moment, we are going to practice the dance of the rising sun. We face east. And we recognize the Helioa or Helioana is the deity of the sun. And in this celebration, I want you to see yourself kneeling down into the sand, placing your forehead and the palms of both hands firmly on the ground. And we're going to deeply inhale 6 times, pulling in the energy of earth through our third eye, through our palms, and anchoring us even deeper. Deep breath in. Building your prana, that fire within. On your 7th breath, you begin to raise your hands and forehead slowly from the ground. And you begin to visualize the red gold sun appearing over the horizon. Bring your hands up slowly, keeping your palms flat and reaching forwards towards the rising sun. Feel free to listen or to repeat after me, but either way, feel the strength and the power of the words. Great star, who is the mother and father to earth, upon which I stand, to all creatures within the orbit of your embracing rays, I greet your rising. As the flower lifts its head and opens its petals to the glory of your majesty, so I open my body and heart to the warmth of your embrace and humbly request the benefit and wisdom of your parenthood. We slowly begin to bring our palms facing upwards, tilting our head slightly backwards, embracing the rays of the golden and red sun. We arch our body for comfort, and we take 4 deep breaths in and out. Help us, children of this planet that is your child, to understand and respect the care and sustenance she offers us. In your kindly rays, bestow upon us your health-giving energies and spiritual enlightenment, so that before you leave us this night, we may gain in wisdom and dispense caring, spiritual love. Pause as you allow the sun's energies to respond to your prayer. Then we slowly lower our arms, crossing them over our chest, just like we see in the Egyptian paintings. We gently bow our head, showing self-discipline and control of our physical and spiritual bodies, and humbly acknowledging one's minute role in the cosmic scheme of things. We are but one drop of the ocean. At the same time, we are powerful. Thank you, great star, for the blessings of life that you so generously bestow upon us, and for allowing us to experience through the worlds of matter. For without you, your rays, there would be no light, no warmth, no earth, and no us. Visualize, feel, or know your whole body being enveloped in the golden rays of the sun. Feel its loving warmth penetrate your being. And then you slowly return to the ground in the kneeling position with your head and hands connecting to Gaia once again. We ground these solar rays by allowing them to pulse through our body into the earth, where goddess Denui partakes of their essence. She adds her own energies and returns them to us with thanks and blessings. We are a full integration of the sun and Gaia. A few deep breaths. Releasing. Now in this moment, let us just walk around the festival. Maybe like a modern day market, maybe there's crystal merchants and artists with great tapestries and paintings. There's those that are almost busking as they sing or dance, asking not for money, but for blessings. Is there anything you're really attracted to in this Atlantean state of joy? And perhaps you have a table of your own where you're showing your creativity and pursuits. And if so, what would that table be? Hearing the music playing all around you, feeling how high the vibration is during this festival. We are going to gather once again, but this time more in circle. As a king and queen of Atlantis begin to speak. They say, "In today we honor our great divine ancestor, Khe-Ta. Khe-Ta, please bless us with your presence, with your frequencies as we celebrate this festival in your honor. For she is the feline divinity of sacred music, art, poetry, and dance. Her essence became known in other cultures. In Egypt, she became Bast. In Greece, Artemis. With the Nordics, Freya. This feline deity is connected to the Lyran system. And Lyra is another one of our great teachers. Seeing this creativity all around, knowing she is the patroness of music, art, poetry, and dance. She is alive in this energy. We gather around one of her sacred stones, that of aquamarine. And you notice perhaps all the turquoise colors being worn in her honor. Many have brought totems of cats, and some have brought their feline companions to celebrate here near the water. As we close our eyes once again, perhaps we place our hands to our heart. With our goddess, Khe-Ta, allow yourself to feel the aquamarine rays coming towards you and within you. Feel her joy sync up with your own. Even though we're with thousands of others, it's like this divine being takes each of us into private council. And she's prepared to sit with you and ask, what can she help you with your creative pursuits into the next year? What would you like assistance in? You have talents, you have passions that are connected to those talents. How can you bring them out in service to others that also ignites and lights up your own soul? She places an aquamarine crystal in your palm to bring this transmission through in a deeper way. And while she does that, I'm just going to tone the Atlantean blessing once again as your downloads continue to come in. Rama Tima Ra, Rama Tima Ra, Rama Tima Ra, Rama Tima Ra. Everything sacred is blessed. Everything blessed is sacred. Because you are sacred, you are blessed. Because you are blessed, you are sacred. Feel free to sing it with me. Ra Ma Ti Ma Ra. As the aquamarine crystal infuses you with the energy of water, of flow, feel your creative juices be hydrated. That your cup begins to fill up. That any cells within your mind, their thirst is being quenched. From here, an infusion of ideas going forward into the new year can be yours to embrace and to grow with. What's also coming through is that all of us, whether we're female or male, are going to be embracing more of our divine feminine nature. This is felt strongly. As Khe-Ta begins to circle around you, blessing you, sprinkling water upon you. Closing your eyes and tilting your head back to receive with an open heart, open hands. Feeling the blessing of water working its way through you. Taking some deep breaths. Time to celebrate, to dance, to be merry, to spread the joy of the season. So we thank Khe-Ta for her blessings, for her time with us. We just allow ourselves to explore other Atlanteans, maybe some friends we've missed, some sounds or frequencies we've missed. And there will be a group that heads to the ocean, absolutely. If you want to swim and frolic in there, like a mer being with the dolphins, with the Atlanteans, feel free. If you want to stay on land and strip off some of your robes, be just barefoot on the earth, that too is for you. And while you soak that in, I just want to go a little bit over the connection of Atlantis with Sirius. A lot of our creative influence, a lot of our connection to water comes from our teachers from Sirius. It is believed that Khe-Ta and Tarku were Syrians who came to Atlantis and were the founders of this race. This was no secret in the times of Atlantis. We knew we were from the stars. We knew that our ancestors were from Sirius, in Arcturus, in Lyra, in Vega, in the Orions, in the Pleiades, and Alpha Centauri. We didn't shine away from it. We embraced those parts of us that were galactic, full of star energy, and we brought those blessings into Earth. Many Atlanteans were not Earthborn, but arrived in a shining sphere from a planet in the Sirius A and B system. And this is a part of our memory banks that exists in the water, for all comes from the water and all goes back to the water. Goddess Isis, high priestess of Atlantis, also comes from Sirius, while her beloved Osiris is said to come from Orion. And these twin Naturu influence heavily on Egypt because of their teachings, their love, their wisdoms they embody as high priests and priestesses of Atlantis. And so the Festival of Water also acknowledges our divine celestial heritage. And if you found yourself in the water, take the time to connect to one of the dolphins from Sirius B. What messages might they have for you? As they swim around you, they release codes through their sonar. Every sound, click, or laugh awakens something within you. What has been dormant that is now ready to rise and awaken into the new year? What can be refreshed and cleansed? Feel this flow with the dolphins. Allow yourself to be your truest form, whether that be human, Syrian, ruby, galactic dragon, whatever your archetype, the one that closest to your essence, be that. And when if it feels right and you'd like to, then just begin to float and receive ancient codes from the Sirius star, entering your third eye or higher chakras. Downloads that you may be aware of or not. To honor the alignment that happens at every time this year with the Orion constellation, I also want to bring in the energy of the star Betelgeuse, the red giant. That is the shoulder, maybe the right shoulder of Orion. Now, while the Sirius star frequency is that of a beautiful blue, Betelgeuse has the frequency of the ruby ray, the red ray. And he is a divine teacher as well. And as that starlight is invited into your being, know as always that your path has unfolded exactly as your soul's mission plan was. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You are growing in a way that is beautiful and perfect all your own. Betelgeuse, whether you're familiar with the energy or not, is a very enthusiastic star teacher, full of love, full of strength, allowing that ruby ray to penetrate into your root chakra. As you go into next year, you are going to be incredibly rooted and grounded in a way that may have not been felt in this lifetime. Gone will be mental fogginess, inabilities to concentrate, feeling light, dizzy, not in your body. For you're going to be anchored through the love of your own being, Betelgeuse and Gaia. This is a blessing for you. And from that root chakra, it spreads almost like a tree going down to the earth star. Deep into inner earth. Now there is one more star energy I want to bring forward, and that is of Polaris. Polaris is our current North Star. By the times of Golden Atlantis, it was Vega from the Lyra system that was our North Star. Either way, these stars represent our inner guidance. And so as the energy of Polaris, which is more of an ice blue type of frequency, begins to come down into your third eye, into your heart, know that you can never be lost, that you are guided eternally by your Holy Spirit to Source. And the more you love, the more you receive love, the more you give love, the more you will know who you are and why you're here. Take a breath in, breathing in crystal blue, ice blue energies of Polaris. Feel it come into your heart, into your core, and expand into your auric field through your cells, through your skeleton, through your muscles, through your skin. Know you are worthy of every blessing, every gift that's being bestowed upon you. And see this pyramid of stars within you: Sirius, Betelgeuse, Polaris, working together to create a dynamic new year for you. One last thing while we're in the ocean: use your imagination to create the year in front of you. See yourself flowing like you are now in the waters, and that you're just easily able to move around things, to swim under them, to become one with them. Gone is stagnancy, blocks, really uphill battles. It's like you have become the river, the waterfall, the ocean. And everything flows: your thoughts, your actions, your words, your rituals, your meditation practices, your spiritual practices. You give, you receive. And so you receive tenfold. You feel the balance, the joy. And then perhaps you make an affirmation for the year ahead. The dolphins bless you. They circle around you. They each tap you with the end of their nose, reminding you to embrace your human journey and all of its textures and frequencies. As you exit out of the water, you can see how much time has taken place. Perhaps this festival runs well into the evening. But for now, I say thank you. Thank you to all who celebrate with you. Thank you to Khe-Ta, to the ancient stars above us, to the King and Queen of Atlantis for helping us and honoring this day, this beautiful light and water. And as we say our goodbyes, we honor each part of our being. We then find ourselves once again back in the ocean, but this time we're going to return to where we started. So you decide how you're going to go back to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, back to any continents you were on. Knowing you are enough and you have accomplished what you set out to. We feel our feet on the sands. We are going to kneel on the sand. And we're going to conclude our ceremony with a prayer to the setting sun. So you're in a kneeling position now facing west. Your arms are forward, your palms are facing upwards as though they are open to receive a gift. I thank you, O Lady and Lord of Light, for your blessings this day. These are the ways in which I have kept my word to you and used your energies to help others of the earth's children during the hours of your bounty. We help spread love. We help lift the consciousness of our collective. We helped embrace who we are, those ancient parts of ourselves. We brought a deeper connection to the cosmos. We honored Gaia. We felt the warmth of your beautiful golden rays. We shared our creativity and we celebrated others' creativity. And we thank Sirius, Polaris, and Betelgeuse, as well as Helios, for our beautiful blessings. All is now being returned to us, for we never take without giving. We lower our head and palms to the sand and we repeat, Great Lady and Lord of Light, who has smiled over our creations during the hours of the day, we ask that you place a firm protection around me and all your children, so that we may endure the hours of darkness and chaos until your return journey begins once again. In kissing the ground, I give my love to you through Danui, since I am able to touch and feel her at this material level. I hereby withdraw to the world of my own people, but await your joyful return at dawn with love in my heart. Rama Tima Ra, Rama Tima Ra, Rama Tima Ra. And so it is. Giving yourself the grace to return to your body, physicality of it, the energy of it. Giving yourself space to journal, to drink more blessed water. For those on the replay, I say thank you so much. Happy solstice, happy Yule, happy Festival of Water. As always, you can connect with me at the templesofatlantis.ca, on Instagram, Temples of Atlantis, or the Atlantean Priestess. I'm sending many, many blessings forward into your new year with great love always. For those in class, we'll take a 5-minute break to reflect on your journey.